What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jet back with another music reaction. Based on the title, you can tell we got Let God Sort Them Out, an album by Clipse. I'm dropping a full-fledged review on this. I'm not doing a full album review, or sorry, full album reaction. I'm doing a full album review. I am reacting to one song though that I left untouched. I already listened to the whole album, track 1 all the way down to 13. I got my opinion, I'm gonna share them, but I'm gonna give you guys this quick reaction though to this one song right here that features Nas. You guys know how I feel about Nas. Nas is like, you know, our people, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we connect to this channel, is through Nas. So, you know, this is gonna be my last reaction for a while. So, you know, I hope you guys enjoy this. You know, and Nas had to be the guy, you know. Nas got me up and now Nas put me down. That makes sense? All right, let's get straight to it. This one is called Let God Sort Them Out, Golden Chandeliers.
Surrounded by niggas with tears that don't drip. That ain't the ghost that you appear to go get. Finally got the courage, but you still a whole bitch.
Damn. What he say? He said, finally got the courage, but you're still a whole ass bitch. Again, simple line, but it's the way he delivered it. It's like that punch. It hits you in the gut. It makes you feel like the bitch. You know what I'm saying?
You know what the stick will do. This is culturally inappropriate. We got the drop on your shadow. You know we can get to you. The pen to express my dreams and expertise in text I squeeze. Cold spots all over like leprosy. It's a dark spirit tucked behind the flesh you see. While you thirsty trying to figure out who you can spill a tea on.
Hey.
How many coffee feels?
He said, we've been doing this for eon. Why are you so thirsty? Who are you trying to spill the cup, the cup of tea on? You know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, he's saying, like, you know, we've been doing it for so long, you know, why is there somebody out here trying to get this dirt on me, you know?
Now let me rip it, won't tie your surprise. The feeling that you get when you realize it was really you that died and we're so alive. Conspiracy theory, you can't believe it's us. Soul leave your body like a fentanyl rush.
You can soul leave your body like a fentanyl rush. No, run that back. I burst all the way back. I used to clash with the Decepticons, the deaf and blind.
Between regular spirits and bosses, my principles high. You need to look at me from satellites in orbit. Take sabbaticals from avenues. Break AKs on vacays when we paddle canoe. Man of the year, Nasir rocking chandeliers.
Woo! He said man of the year is Nas rocking chandeliers. That's crazy, man. Let's look at this verse, bro. Let's look at this verse because I like the way he opened it up. He said, single-handedly boosted rap to its truest place. Fuck speaking candidly, I alone did rejuvenate. Golly, that was a hard word. Again, he's saying that, you know, again, single-handedly boosted rap into its truest place. I kind of see that, you know, Nas has the right to say that because, you know, from the little that I know and the things that you have told me in this channel is that Nas is like kind of like one of those godfathers, right? You know, he's held to a very high place. Snoop Dogg, Tupac, Biggie, Nas, all those guys, Eminem, you know, the OG guys, you know. So again, he took rap, brought it to its truest place, you know, and I can agree with that. I stand on that. I think that Nas and those guys are part of the real hip hop. And you know, I said this before, I think that culture had died a long time ago. Those guys were part of the real culture, you know. But nowadays, like, you know, it's a whole thing. But again, that's just my opinion. But again, then right here he says, fuck speaking candidly, I did it alone, I rejuvenate. Again, that word that I can't say, we all know that word means to like bring back to life, you know, in a youthful way. So in a way, he's saying that he youthified the rap scene. Cool. Hip hop into his newest place. He said that already. Made it cool, Grammy nominated. Oh yeah, that's right. He made it cool to be Grammy nominated and stuff like that. So he said, so cancel me before I unleash the Panther in me. The Pantheon is the family. We got some outstanding G's. Now, I don't know if this is him saying that the next album that he's going to drop or his next project might be Panther related. If it is, fire, phenomenal. I love the Panther, and I think the Panther fits Nas. So I wonder if that's really like a thing, or maybe that's just play on words on something that I'm not catching. The difference between a regular spitter and a boss is my principles high. You need a glimpse of me, satellites in orbit. So and what he's saying is that the difference between, you know, him as one of the greatest lyricists and, you know, your regular rapper is that his bars are so out of this world that you need to get like a telescope to look at it in orbit, you know, because he's so fucking far away with it. Cool shit, you know. Again, I love Nas, bro. I love the way he swags out his raps. I love I love the Clipse. I love Pusha. I love Malice. You know, I'm new to them. You know, I mean, I heard a bit of their old music, but like their new music is what really has gravitated me and has, you know, caught my attention. Especially with this new album, I'm just very intrigued. I feel like a lot of people probably aren't as intrigued as I am with the new Clipse album. Yeah, that's the reaction part of the video. We'll go continue back to the review. Yeah, great album, man. Great album. So we have finally got the album Let God Sort Them Out by the Clipse. It's been 16 years since we got into Clipse. This is the return with Malice and Pusha T together. Now, this is my introduction, or you should say like kind of like my first, I'm going straight into the album. Like, I'm excited, I'm a fan, I'm like, you know, I'm excited to hear the music. You know, I lately have been in a feeling for Pusha T and his bars and the way he punches his line about his coke, you know, and the cool lifestyle that he lives. He's swagged out. The beats are fire. You know, he's backed up by the legendary producer Pharrell Williams, who's also, you know, responsible for the greatest hits that they have together. You know, songs like Grinding, When Was the Last Time, you know, things like that, of that nature. Great group coming together. And also with the addition of Malice, who had left the group and also came back now with a new foundation. You know, he left his group because of his faith to God, which is, you know, something that I admire and something that intrigued me going into this album. So so 13 tracks. Pusha T, Malice, going on about, you know, this album consists of like really potent, mixing, sharp, you know, full of bars. You know, the delivery is like Amazon Prime on this. Like, it's the best of the best. You can tell that Pusha T and Malice came together to deliver the best quality music he possibly can in for the Clipse fans. You know, especially with the Pharrell Williams production in the background. You know, you gotta understand that this is kind of like nostalgic in a sense, but with a very future sound that they have created for this album. In my opinion, I mean, you guys know the Pharrell Williams. You know how the little boom boom boom. He's iconic. There's a certain production style that he has that is very iconic to Pharrell Williams. We all know when a Pharrell beat is about to come on, and I think that this album shows that he's mastered that. Like, there's a mastery there. There's very 13 tracks, you know, all 13 tracks sound very concise and very well put together, mixed well. The track list, you know, the placement of these tracks feel very smooth. And yeah, storytelling in this one right here. I love the storytelling that Pusha T and Malice did here, you know, a brothership, you know, explaining why Malice left and how they felt about the situation. It felt like there was maybe some resentment on both sides. You know, swagged out, because like that's Pusha T and Malice do. They swag out their lines. It's not necessarily Nas storytelling, but it's like, you know, hood storytelling. You know, a lot of coke lines in here. You know, again, it's a Pusha T album. You know, we're gonna get that coke talk. I'm not, you know, big on it, but I'm sure the hip hop community goes crazy for that. Yeah, you know, we break down the track. You know, we break down the album starting from the first track, "The Birds Don't Sing," featuring John Legend and Boys of Fire. So yeah, very sharp intro. I think that the intro in itself was very like, it just gravitates you and it hold you. You know, like you're kind of like, this sounds nothing like any Pusha T beat or any fucking, you know, Malice or hip hop. Like you could tell like we were going to a different place with this album. This album was also full of controversy. Followed up with the second track, you know, which talked about controversy. We got Kendrick Lamar. All right, so as we get to the second track that is full of controversy, I mean, like this track has been highly anticipated. It's been talked to in interviews by Pusha T and Malice. Whips and Change featuring Kendrick Lamar.
Uncle said, nigga, you must be sick. All you talk about is just get rich. Choke my neck, nigga, and ice my bitch. Beat the system with chains and whips.
Now, people hear the name Kendrick Lamar, automatically we should all know that there is definitely tension between the industry and a whole lot of people in the industry, including the main target, Drake. Right? So, okay, the verse opens up with Pusha T. You know, he has a chorus talking about chasing wealth and riches in a very evil manner. Pusha T type of flow. Lyrics is very all Pusha T, but it's also related towards the controversy. It's just dimmer down. You know, he's just talking about, you know, how Drake represents a very rich and famed lifestyle, while there's like the realness of like conscious rappers. It opens up about possession, you know, about greed, possession. Again, going back to the chorus, it all ties in together. It's just more wordplay about progression and just greed. And then right after that, Malice opens up and follows Pusha T, kind of backing up what Pusha T is pushing about greed, but he opens up in a more kind of brotherly sort of guidance, you know, in very religious type of way, because Malice is in a very religious headspace when it comes to this album. But we get to the core of the track, which is Kendrick Lamar. Right?
I'm not the candidate to vibe with. I don't fuck with the kumbaya shit. All that talent must be God sent. I send your ass back to the cosmics. The things I seen under my eyelids. Kaleidoscope dreams, murder and sirens. Let's be clear, hip hop died again. Half of my profits may go to Rakim.
All right, we get to the core of the track. He opens up the track by saying, "I'm not the candidate to buy with. I don't fuck with kumbaya shit. All that talent must be God sent. I sent your ass back to the cosmic." Now, if you say things like this, they are direct. They have no name. There is no like direct line towards Drake, but things like this is like saying you're a bitch. It's so direct, right? You're a bitch. You're direct. These things right here are clearly directed to Drake. I mean, like if you just fresh off of a beef and you say these things are very direct on a track, they're clearly directed to the person you're beefing with. So, you know, again, it seems like Kendrick's not over with either. You know, it seems like they're both obsessed with each other and they're both going to continue playing this play that they have, you know, because, again, I don't think this is a real beef. I believe this is just entertainment, at least when it comes to these two. So, you know, again, play part 2, because clearly they're both not over. Kendrick also follows up by saying, "Let's be clear, hip-hop die again. Half of my profits might go to Rakim." I just want to, you know, point out that's a cool ass little line, because, you know, we reacted to Rakim lately in the channel, and it's been up and down. But the fact that, you know, you have one of my goats, I guess you could say, one of the artists that I follow of my generation giving profits and giving, you know, the flowers to somebody like Rakim, it's cool. It's cool to see. Let's see what else I wanted to open up about Kendrick. Oh, another thing about that I want to talk about is someone brought up in the channel that Drake is an actor, right? You know, he's entertaining or whatever, but so is Kendrick. I just want to say that, you know, a lot of people like to put a lot of things towards Drake because Drake is so much a bigger artist than a lot of these people. So of course he's gonna get hated way more often than the other. A lot of people be like, "Oh, he's an actor. He's fake." He was a child actor, acting in Degrassi. If you've seen Degrassi, I seen it season 1 all the way to 11 when I was younger. If you've seen Degrassi, that is barely acting. So, I mean, like, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. And then you have Ice Age. He acted on, that's voice acting, cartoon. Kendrick probably wanted to do that, but he can't because Disney's not contacting Kendrick. Let's see. There's music videos. By the way, every music video ever is acting. So Kendrick, therefore, is an actor. He also acted on HBO Power, I believe. Yeah, TV series called Power. He had a role there. And he acted the shit out of that. So if you ask me, Kendrick is a better actor than Drake. Yeah. With that being said, though, again, both artists are great. I'm very excited to see what they both do pushing forward. because it's time to change the genre, or not even change the genre, change the culture. And there's two people ahead of that culture, and we need to see what's gonna happen between these two goats in this rap game. With that being said, though, this is not even about Drake and Kendrick. This is a review on the Clipse Let God Sort Them Out album. And to be honest, in my full opinion, I listened to the album 3 times. One of the greater albums of this year. Full of hip hop. It lives in the Pusha T space, backed up by the legendary Pharrell Williams. So again, love the album. Let me know how y'all feel about the album. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Again, this might be my last review reaction type of thing for a very long time. So, hope you guys enjoy. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.